Israel is located right here, in the Middle East and its neighboring borders with Africa. Israel has a very diverse neighborhood. To the north, it borders with Lebanon and Syria. To the southeast, it borders with Jordan, and to the southwest with Egypt. It is also said that it borders with Palestinian territories as the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. In order to understand Israel's reality, it is important to know a little bit about its history and how the modern state of Israel was born. After World War II, the United Kingdom had two very specific troubles. On the one hand, the huge wave of immigration from Jewish communities, and on the other, the unstable mandate they held over Palestine. As an idea to solve both of these problems, they decided to split Palestine into two, giving one portion to each one of the parties involved. The so-called partition plan was widely accepted by the international community and adopted as a resolution in the General Assembly of the United Nations, with high support from the United States. On May 14th of 1948, the creation of the new Jewish state Israel was announced. After the creation of Israel, four Arab states decided to militarily intervene the territory, with the alleged purpose of restoring law and order in the region. However, Israeli believe this was only meant to slaughter them. This is only the beginning of the bad relations that they will have throughout history. In order to understand the complex relationship between Israel and its neighbors and the tensions in the region, it is important to know a little bit about the Six-Day War. The Six-Day War, which took place in 1967, was a bunch of territorial disputes between Israel and its neighboring countries for economic and defensive purposes, where Israel resulted winning and proved to its allies its military strength and influence in the region. After the Six-Day War, the borders of Israel were redefined. Israel took away the Sinai Peninsula and the Gaza Strip from Egypt, the West Bank from Jordan, and the Golan Heights from Syria. These occupations were widely unaccepted by the international community and tensions arose. After understanding a little bit about Israel's history and why its reality today is so complex, it is important to highlight which conflicts Israel faces today and why those are part of their foreign policy priorities. Iran and Israel have been fighting what can be considered a proxy war for many years. In the beginning, Iran was one of the countries that opposed the mere creation of Israel, and also its forces in Syria and Hezbollah nowadays are considered major threats to Israeli safety, on top of the non-allowed nuclear program that Iran possesses. The Syrian civil war is now a major foreign policy issue for Israel for security reasons. Aside from the tensions in the Golan Heights, the bonds between Iran and the Lebanese Hezbollah with the Syrian dictatorial regime are a major concern for Israel. On top of that, Syria was a first-hand opposer of the birth of the Jewish state. Lastly, we have Israel's biggest burden: Palestine. The conflict between these two nations varies from matters such as territorial occupation, the legitimacy of the existence of Palestine, security measures because of the war, and lastly, such basic things as natural resources and water.